With the last Madden 24 update behind us, it's time to look forward to the next update that's coming pretty soon, and EA has already put out some information about what we can expect in the upcoming update, some things to be fixed, and some other things to be added to the game that we've been waiting for. And I know a lot of people keep asking me about a bunch of different things as it pertains to Madden 24, so I'm going to answer as many of those as I can in this video as well. Now, this upcoming Madden 24 update is going to see some more adjustments with gameplay and some other things, but this is probably going to be one of the bigger gameplay related updates of the year, whereas the last update was kind of just an entire overall game update. We needed some stuff with gameplay. We needed a lot of stuff with franchise mode to be addressed. They put some new things in the game. This update's going to still have things for the rest of the game, but this looks like it's going to be more of a heavily gameplay focused update where they're going to be probably trying to tweak some of the metas a little bit. They're going to kind of take all the feedback that's been coming in for the first couple of months of the game, things that people aren't liking about the gameplay, and they're going to adjust them. Sure, with the last update, we saw them patch some of the exploits like the loot blitz, but now it's kind of time to dive a little bit deeper into the game as a whole. What are people doing on offense? What are the more overpowered things in the game? What are some things that people have been complaining about since day one that they need tweaked? That's stuff that they're going to be looking to do with this update, and this is about the time of year where we see the gameplay take a shift. And a lot of times it winds up doing more harm than good, just to be honest, because whenever you start tweaking the game, the game can completely change. It can 180 and, it can cause other problems, but we've just kind of come to expect that. So what do we know so far about the gameplay related updates that are coming very soon? Well, we know they're addressing the kick meter bug for sure. That's just a problem that happened with the last update. Don't know how that happened. Don't know how it didn't get caught, but that's just typical Madden for us. Some of those things I really wonder if they don't actually become a problem until the update is pushed through. Like on their end, was the kick meter actually a problem before the update went live and they just did not see it for some reason? Because in my opinion, if you're testing the update, you would immediately see that the kick meter is a problem. So I do think with certain bugs that we see, they don't actually become bugs until the update is pushed through to everybody. And that's kind of what probably happened with the kick meter if I had to guess, but they did say they're going to be addressing that where the meter is being blocked. Obviously that's not good for the game, and they said that they're already working on that. But one of the bigger bits of info that they put out yesterday on their Madden NFL Direct account was interesting. It said, "Hey Madden fans, we have heard your feedback and are actively investigating whether there's an issue causing unintended dropped interceptions when playing on the competitive game setting. Updates on this as well as other gameplay updates will be shared in our next title update Gridiron Notes." And a lot of people were happy to see this because it's been one of the bigger complaints this year, and it's actually something that seems to have gotten worse since the last update. Not even just on the defensive side of the ball, but also the offensive side of the ball is feeling this as well. This is a Madden that has a big problem with drops, and it's only gotten worse since the last update. Dropped interceptions are at an all-time high, and to be honest, dropped interceptions are kind of always a bit of a problem in Madden. Some people like dropped interceptions because they say, well, it's realistic, but the other thing you have to consider is sometimes the amount of dropped interceptions are just way too high. If someone's constantly throwing picks to your DBs and you're constantly dropping them, that's not good for the game. I mean, we're seeing games where people can drop 3 interceptions on one drive alone, and at what point does the person throwing these bad passes pay for their mistakes, right? But right now, it feels like on both sides of the ball, even on offense, the drops are crazy. If you're playing in an online setting and you don't have certain abilities, you're going to drop a lot of passes on offense, and you're definitely going to drop a lot of interceptions on defense. And the game shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't need abilities to make your guys play decent, but that's how it feels in terms of catching the ball. So they said they're looking into it, and it looks like this is going to be addressed with the next update. Now we're going to finish with the rest of the updates you need to know about, but really quickly, here's a word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Raycon and the Everyday Earbuds. As you can see, I've got my red pair in right now, and these are my favorite earbuds to use while I'm working out, while I'm walking with my dog, pretty much doing anything active, because my favorite thing about them is they never fall out of my ear, and that's a problem I've had with pretty much every other earbud on the market. Raycon's Everyday Earbuds are known for delivering high quality audio and thoughtful features like a 32-hour battery life and a perfect in-ear fit for all day wear and lasting comfort. And all of this at half the price of other premium brands, so it's really no wonder why they have over 78,000 5-star reviews. Raycon even expanded their entire business with the introduction of Raycon Home and Raycon PowerTech this past year as well. And this year, Raycon is turning 6. So to thank everyone who's shown them support over the past 6 years, Raycon is offering 20% off everything on their site, with select products 40% off. And with Raycon already having great prices for their products, you just can't beat an extra 20 to 40% off on top of that. Celebrate Raycon turning 6 with their biggest sale of the year going on now. Hurry to buyraycon.com/RayWeather and use code BIRTHDAY to get 20 to 40% off site-wide. Now, they also could be looking to address zone coverage as well, which is always a scary thing because sometimes when you adjust zone coverage, it just really changes the game and a lot of unexpected things happen. But we know zones are pretty bad this year. Man defense is all right, but zone for the past couple years just hasn't been that great. And it feels like sometimes zones just don't guard anything. So they could be looking to kind of give that a buff, which would be nice. Also, we know that there are a ton more abilities that are supposed to be coming to the game, and that might be happening with this upcoming update because we saw a bunch of them get leaked a while back, and we know that they have tested and staged these abilities over the last month. And with the previous update that we just got, we saw them put about 4 or 5 of these new abilities in the game, and a couple of them were X factors. But we know there's like 10 plus more of these abilities that they have been working on and staging, which means those will probably come with the next update because they just all aren't ready yet. So we should see that. And as far as abilities not being in franchise mode, I would assume that's going to happen as well because we've really never seen them put abilities in the game for the most part that weren't also able to be used in franchise mode. And the biggest thing about this is the new abilities and X factors are actually on the regular rosters outside of Ultimate Team. So if you go to like the Titans, for example, Derrick Henry has his new X factor in the game that you can play in Play Now or online regular head-to-head. So the fact that when you go to franchise mode, this isn't there, I don't think that's intended, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be updated as well to where you can get these new abilities and X factors in franchise as well. So we should be expecting that for franchise mode. As far as the Superstar KO mode goes, I have talked about this in a couple of videos, but I'm still getting a ton of questions daily about this. So I'm just assuming everybody doesn't watch every single video, of course. So I'll keep repeating it. They said before the last update that they were going to be gating Superstar KO for an extended period of time until a future update. So that could be the one that we're about to get soon, and it could come back online. They didn't say why they were gating it. They didn't say what they were doing to it. My hope is that they're maybe changing it, making it better, making some adjustments. I don't know for sure, but it is offline on purpose. They said it was going to be offline for a little bit until a future update. So hopefully this next one is when we get it back. Same thing with the coaching adjustments that were removed. They came out and said that the few that they removed did not actually work with the new catch and tackle system that's in the game. And since they didn't actually work, they didn't see a reason to leave them in the game. And in fact, they want to change them, make them work with the new system, and then put them back in. Will we see that this year? My guess would be no. That's probably going to be like a next year thing where they bring it back and say, okay, we adjusted it. Kind of a new bullet point they can say is something new, even though it's not actually new, but they can say, well, now it works with the new system. So I don't expect that to actually come back this year. In terms of player likeness, we do know that we're going to have more player likeness updates. We usually get those with the first 3 to 4 updates every Madden year. This year, they've been kind of light. They have not been putting as many out per update as they used to, but we do know more are coming. I saw some of the developers mention Sam Howell, specifically the quarterback for the Commanders. A lot of people are asking, where's his scan? They said that they're currently working on it. His should be in with the next update. And there's a bunch of other young players that, while they haven't confirmed these guys, I would assume some of these guys we could see, like a lot of the young Seahawk players, like the rookie Jackson Smith-Njigba, the rookies from last year, the second year players now, like Tariq Woolen and Kenneth Walker. I think Breece Hall still isn't in the game as well, so some of those young players likely maybe see Puka Nacua, one of the hottest rookies this year. We might see him finally in the game. So these are all a bunch of names that we should see coming, hopefully, with this next update. In terms of new equipment and things like that, they have not spoken specifically on if we're going to be getting any new equipment. They've been pretty light with equipment as well this year, and in fact, some of the stuff they have put in, or they said they put in, has not actually been there once the update went through. So some of the cleats and stuff that they said they added in the last update, we probably will see it, unfortunately, in the next update instead of when we were supposed to see it, which was a couple weeks ago. But they should be fixing whatever issues they have there. Maybe they put a few new things in as well. They've done that with each update. Hasn't been much. It's been like 2, 3, maybe 4 new things, but we could maybe see some more there. Definitely going to see the stuff fixed that hasn't shown up in the mode yet, but I'm not 100% sure what new things are coming because they haven't specifically spoken on it, but we do know that typically they like to add a few new pieces with the early updates. Now, if you want to see what new player likeness updates we did just recently get, make sure to check out this video right here on the screen.